Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel The Post the Coder. Let's learn something new today. Today we are going to learn about Async Command in Xamarin Forms. Async Command feature is introduced in Xamarin Community toolkit. If you want to use this Async Command feature in our Xamarin Forms application, definitely we need to install latest Xamarin Forms version and the latest Xamarin Community toolkit NuGet. Then only we can able to use this Async Command in our Xamarin Forms application. If we develop Xamarin Forms application in MVVM pattern, we are widely used commands in Xamarin Forms application. With the help of these commands, we can able to fire methods in view model by clicking on the views in the Xamarin page. Like button click or tab gesture, we can able to fire the methods in view model with the help of this command. Xamarin Community Toolkit added some additional feature to this command and come up with the name as a async command. We can able to use this async command in place of command in our Xamarin Forms application. By using this async command, we can get a lot of features and some advantages over command. Let's see main features of async command. First one is it reduces the size of the code. It means if you use async command in place of the command, we can able to minimize the size of the code. Another advantage of using async command is it restricts the multiple executions. That means whenever user fires the method in view model with the help of the async command, up to completion of the execution of command, it will restrict the user to execute the command in second time. So at a time, user can able to execute the command for single time only. So once complete the execution of the command, then only user can able to fight the command in second time. Another advantage of using async command is we can able to add callback events for the exception handling. That means generally we are adding some additional code for handling the exceptions. But if you use the async commands, we can able to write callback events for the exception handling. So whenever if you get the exception without writing any additional code, these callback events will be fired and we can able to manage these exceptions inside these callback events. These are all the features of async command. If you Let's see practically how to implement async command in Xamarin Forms application. Here I am implementing sample application by using MVVM pattern. Here you can see the code for implementing the commands inside the view model. This is the general way of adding commands inside the view model. And here I am adding get data from API. Inside this method I am calling the service for getting the result. So while user fight the command, with the help of this submit command, I am calling the get data from API method. Here my get data from API is the async command. That's why I am adding async and await keyword to the command. Now I will show you how to replace this command with the async command. We need to write async command in place of the command. And for calling get data from API, we can able to directly call the get data from API without writing async and await keyword. So this is the syntax of adding async command in place of the command. And here you can observe that the main advantage of this async command is we can able to reduce the size of the code. Here you can observe that for calling the async method, I am adding async keyword and await keyword. But if you use the async command, I am without writing async and await keywords, we can able to call the async methods. So this is the main advantage of using async command. Here we are reducing the size of the code by using async command in place of the command. Let's run our application and see how it will work. Now our application is loaded and Now I am clicking on the submit button. Here you can see that data is fetched from the API and it is displayed. So our async command will work like a command, but with some additional advantages. Second advantage of using async command is it will restrict the multiple executions. Now I will show you what are the code we need to write to restrict the multiple execution. Here we need to write the parameter like allow multiple executions and we need to set it as false. By default, this allow multiple execution is set as a true. If you set allow multiple executions is false, it will restrict the user to execute multiple executions. Now I will run the application and see how it will work. Here our application is loaded. Now I am clicking on submit button. Here you can see that this button is disabled up to executing of the command. So like that, this async command will will restrict the user to execute multiple times. Here you can see that now I am clicking second time. The button will be disabled up to execution completing of the command. So like this, our async command will restrict the user to execute multiple times. Third advantage of using async command is we can able to write the callback events for the exception handling. Now I will show you how to write that callback events to this async command. Here we are implementing the handle exception method and we need to add this handle exception method to our async command. Here we have a on exception callback event. Inside this on exception callback event, we have to write that our handle exception method. So this is the way of adding callback events for handling exceptions inside the async command. Here I am writing the code for getting the exception. Now whenever I am getting the exception, this callback event will be fired. So with the help of this async command, we can able to handle the exceptions like this. Now I am running the application and see how it will work. Here our application is loaded. Now I am clicking on submit button. Here you can see that handle exception callback method is raised because I'm getting the exception inside the my get data from API method. So whenever I'm getting the exception, this callback method will be raised. Here you can see that exception parameter. There you can find out the reason for the exception. Here we are getting null reference exception. So inside this callback method, we can able to handle the exceptions. So this is the other main advantage of using async command.
Thank you for watching our video. If you like my videos, please like, share, subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for getting further notifications.